Afternoon, this is Chris from Ballard Down Consulting. I was presenting yesterday, 29th of April, for Mountain Trade Network, looking at the potential impacts of COVID-19 on mountain tourism, and also what businesses and organisations could do to mitigate some of those impacts, and actually, what opportunities there might be in the market as well. Some of the points I thought were very relevant to any business, and so I've picked out 3 slides that I'm going to present in 3 short videos, just highlighting things that I think could be useful to anybody, whatever kind of business they're in. The first one is looking at current business priorities. So the first priority, I think, for anybody has got to be managing costs and protecting their cash. I think businesses generally, should be fairly good at their cash flow forecasting, but I'd like you to think in terms of runway. And this is a term that we use when I was working with funded startups in technology a lot. And what's your cliff edge? Where's the point where you completely run out of money? And what can you do to stretch that out by a few months or weeks or sometimes even days? So looking at all of your costs, looking at different income scenarios, and understanding when you combine those together, what's the best way of pushing out that date when you run out of money? Because that will give you a certain element of security. So manage those costs, protect cash. Second point I've got is communicate with clients. I found it amazing how many brands seem to have just stopped talking to their clients at the moment. I don't know whether it's fear, I don't know whether they're worried that they shouldn't be selling, but I'm not talking about active selling. It's just having a conversation with them, sharing ideas with them, sharing content with them. In the travel industry in particular, I think there are so many inspirational and aspirational things that can be shared. And some brands are just communicating nothing at all, where before perhaps they had really active social media presence, they're just doing nothing. It's just odd. Keep talking to clients in the right way and finding a tone of voice that helps them. The second group of people that I think there needs to be communication with is suppliers. A lot of businesses understandably are going to be looking at how they work, what payment terms they can live with. They're going to be under pressure from third parties like banks or maybe insurers. So have those conversations with suppliers, be really open and honest about how you might need to change your business model, how you might need to change your interactions with them. And I think the earlier it's a grown-up, open conversation, the more likely you are to get a really satisfactory outcome. If you try and land something on a supplier last minute, they're going to get defensive. It isn't going to work. Talk to them now and have an informed and open debate. You've also got to be talking to your team. Even if people are furloughed, you can still communicate with them. I think you need to make sure that furloughed staff still feel part of the business. They understand what the business is trying to do. And then when you're bringing people back into the business, or if they're still in the business, you're making sure that they're involved and you're keeping them motivated. Money might be tight, but money isn't everything. If people are very much at the heart of the business, they know what's expected of them, they know what good result looks like, and they know what the rewards will be for them when you get there, then you're going to hang on to them. There is an element, though, with staffing, going back to that idea of managing costs, the first point, that if you're looking at roles and you're saying, I can't really justify this role, I'm not sure where it has an impact on my clients or creates value for the business, you've got to seriously question whether you can hang on to that role. So retain the talent that adds value, but if you can't justify that, you're going to have to let some roles go. And I think sadly, when people come out of the furlough period, there will be roles that become redundant. So those are the top 4 business priorities that I have. Be really interesting if other people have got comments on all of those. And then tomorrow I'll put out a short video. We'll be looking at the idea of product tweaks, and then the day after that, some ideas around marketing and what you might need to do on marketing. So I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for joining me, and speak again soon. Bye.